Hello friends, welcome to lecture number 19. In this lecture, we are going to study two topics which are categories of marketing research and then types of marketing research. As I told you in the previous lecture also that I am purposely not adding here tourism marketing research and then tourism marketing research once again in types and categories, because generally marketing research are the same. The only thing is we apply those principles, method, approaches, test of doing marketing research in tourism. So if we generally study marketing research and then apply that to tourism, that becomes a tourism marketing research. So I'll go ahead with basic fundamentals of categories of marketing research and types of marketing research, and then I'll give you examples of tourism marketing so that you can understand, connect these two things together. So to start with categories of marketing research. Now on the basis of the information which we collect during these marketing researches, and then what do we do of that information, how do we use it, what kind of decisions do we take, the marketing researches can be categorized into 6 categories on the basis of needed and information needed and the use of that information. So first type is analysis of the market characteristics and forecasting. In this research, we collect the changing taste, preferences of the tourist, then changing behavior of tourist. Changing taste may be a destination which was picking up very well, but now the destination is going down, or maybe there is another destination which is picking up very well. So that's how these are different types of preferences which tourists keep on changing. Actually, tourists go to a destination or tourists go on a particular tour or join a particular event for some kind of a change. So that change cannot be a fixed change. Means if once the tourist has gone to a beach destination, then second time also you think that since the person has gone to tourist to beach destination, so second time also the person will prefer to go to beach. No, that's not true. He has already been to that place and that has given him enough change that he might want to go to mountain. Third time he might want to go to some kind of rural place. Fourth time he might want to go to on a bike tour, then on some kind of health tour, then maybe spiritual, then maybe religious. So that's what we need to understand here, that the taste of tourists keep on changing, and on the basis of the different policies of the government, the prospective tourists get motivated to go to a certain place or not to go to a certain place. So that's how the preferences of tourists keeps on changing, and if the marketing manager align their products, ways of selling product, ways of communication through to these changing taste, then the efficiency of the the entire marketing team goes up. Okay, then the behavior of the tourist. The behavior of the tourist may be in terms of how many days in advance they want to book the tour. How many days do they want to just give an inquiry and then keep on discussing about it before taking a tour, like so these all things are, or how frequently do they go to travel. There are few countries in this world, few parts of this world, especially developed western part of this world, who go on trips maybe every 3 months. And they do not go for a very long trip. They may be going for just 1 night or 2 night, that is called maybe a weekend, but they go frequently every 3 months, But when we talk about other parts of the world, or you talk about India per se, people generally go once in a year. So this is their behavior. They may not go for 1 or 2 nights. They may go for a long duration, maybe from 3 nights to 7 nights to even 15 nights, But it will be once in a year and for a long duration. So that's what this is talking about. These are the different behavior. Okay. Then market share. Out of the entire market which takes or purchases that particular kind of a product, what is that which the company is catering to? What is that which the competition is serving? So that is how market share is to be predicted. This gives a very good idea to the company, like which is that segment of the market which they have not been able to reach so far, or which market is which is responding very well. So accordingly they can change their marketing strategies or contact strategies in those area to sell product. Then product types. Once it may be cruise, second time it may be just a mountain trip, third time the travel may be by road, fourth time the travel may be by air, So this is different types of products which are available. Once it can be a 3-star category hotel, now it can be a 5-star. So what is that preferred? Like, people keep on changing their choices about product. So what is that product which is picking up? Is that product is only a land-based product, or does it require some kind of waterways also? Okay, that's what we need to understand here. Or is it only activities which are more of adventurous, which are more of shopping based, or which requires more of free time where the tourist simply relaxes? So that's what different type of product types which are available. Slow paced tours, fast paced tours. So this is what another thing which through the analysis of market characteristics the company comes to know. Then they also want to collect information about their competition. What are they doing? How are they selling? To whom are they selling? What is their prices? What are their promotional strategies? So this provides a good information to the tourist, so to the company. Now the thing is, why does company need this kind of a market characteristics based information? To do marketing planning, okay, to do forecasting. Based on forecasting, they know what is the inventory do they need, how many coaches, how many number of nights in a hotel in a particular city during a particular maybe a quarter 1 or quarter 2. Then how many seats in airline, how many tour managers, how many guides, how many seats in restaurant for arranging meals. These all things are very much needed, and based on these forecasts, the marketing planning is done by the marketing team of the company. So this is why analysis of market characteristics is very important, to do a forecasting, and based on this forecasting prepare a marketing plan. Now second type of consumer research is wherein, this research is generally qualitative in nature. Qual means qualitative in nature, and it investigates into customer awareness. Okay, how much customer know about you? How does customer come to know about you? Is it just about the name of the product, or is it just about the destination, or is it just about the some kind of guest who's going to be in that tour, or they have their awareness is really high? Yeah, I have seen your, a respondent may say, yes, I have seen your advertisement in TV while watching TV, and in that advertisement you told us about this particular product which goes from this city to this city in this country, covering this city for these many number of nights, or maybe approximately this much of price. This is a very high level of awareness. Okay, this clearly means that the company was able to catch and hold the attention of the tourist throughout, his target audience throughout. So this means that the customer awareness, the higher the customer awareness, the higher is the probability that customer will purchase your product. This knowledge about the product is very important. Knowledge gap always results in avoiding the product, because this gives a kind of mistrust in the mind of people. So more the customer is aware, the better are the chances to purchase that particular product. Then the purchasing behavior. When do they purchase? during Deepavali, during Christmas, after examination, during holidays, during weekend. So this is also approximately for what price, purchasing behavior also include price. So there are, the customer wants to purchase a high end product, an expensive product, or lower quality product, very normal average kind of a product. So these purchase behavior, these all things, actually this all information give a good idea to the company to segment, do branding and position their product. Now they exactly know what your customer remembers about you, and that remembrance means the position in the mind of the customer. So now since this is the type of position which your product holds in the mind of your customer, so accordingly you can do branding of your product to solidify that position in the mind of your customer. Or if it is kind of mispositioning, then you need to do resegmenting and rebranding once again to get the desired position. Okay. Now third type of marketing research is product and price studies. It does not require any much explanation. Product studies, prices study. So testing amendments of new product is what is done in product. The product which is already existing, what are the probability of the success of this product in future also, or what kind of amendments company should make, or sometimes company makes the amendment, okay, on the basis of competition, and then it wants to do the testing to find out whether that amendment on experimental basis, this amendment will be successful or not. Maybe they are companies continuing with its regular product, okay, but just in a very small part of that, maybe in particular state or maybe in only metropolitan cities, they have make a slight change in the product, launched the product with slight modification, and now they are doing testing. Okay, so this is going to be the product study. Now next is new products. If company is coming up with a new product in the market, they need to test. They need to test whether the market will accept their product or not, or what kind of a response they are giving. Maybe some elements of that product, some part of that product are liked, but some part needs improvement. So these all test studies which are on the product and price will help the company in launching a new product. Now most of the time price sensitivity study are also very important, because price sensitivity studies, price sensitivity, it's not about price study, it's how much sensitive your market is towards any change in the price. This change may be hiking the price or lowering the price, and that's what the company needs to know if it needs to make any change in the price of the product. Very easy thing is, let's say the cost of producing the product is going up. Now company wants to test whether it should increase the price or should it take out a part of its profit to cope up with the increase in the cost. So for that price sensitivity study is very important. Okay, most of the time whether we talk about testing amendments or new product or price sensitivity, all these product and price studies are being done on a small population, on certain part of your customers, and not on the entire customer base, because these experiments are expensive. Collection of data is expensive. Analysis of data requires a lot of expertise. So doing experiment at a very large extent, which finally becomes a kind of very tedious process, is something which is not advisable. It's a complete no kind of a thing. So do it on a small part of your customers and see the outcome. If that goes in favor, go ahead with the larger size of the customer. If it is not, then okay, drop it. So most of the time these product and price studies are done on a small chunk of the customers. Now fourth is promotion and sales research. Promotion and sales research are for checking the efficiency of the portfolio. Which portfolio? Advertisement portfolio. Okay, so companies come up with couple of advertisements. Maybe company has made 10 different types of advertisements, and those 10 different type of advertisements have divided into 3 categories. So these three categories have become 3 different portfolio, and these 3 different portfolio will be tested through promotion and sales research. So here the portfolio will be shown to the viewer, and viewer will be asked to give their responses on certain parameters and questions, and then on the basis of that the company will decide that which portfolio is most effective to achieve the desired result or desired results, and that portfolio will finally be selected and telecasted. Okay. Now next is sales promotion. So what is the output or the final outcome of sales promotion? How efficient was that? Next is how efficient is your sales team, or how efficient is your websites. So these kind of researches are being done in promotion and sales research. Now promotion and sales research is to check the efficiency of the communication. We all know that any kind of promotion is actually a communication. So efficient communication, how much efficient the communication of the company is through any channel, through any media, and this is being done here in promotion and sales research. Now fifth one is distribution research. Distribution research means the sales network. Sorry, not word but network. Okay. So distributor awareness. How much aware actually your distributor are towards your product? What is their level of knowledge? Do they have idea about the elements of the product, the utility of the product, the problems which may come up in future, how to handle with those problems? All these things are very important on part of the distributor to know, so that while selling the product, the distributor is pretty confident and has been able to reply to the queries of the your prospective buyer. Now next is effectiveness of the merchandising. Merchandising are like those articles which are being kept at the point of sale, like your pen, stationery, letterheads, your systems, IT system, software, display material like standees, paperweight, calculator, all these things, t-shirts, uniform, lighting, chair, tape, everything, that backdrop of the sales team, the display of the different tours at the backdrop, all these things come under merchandising. Merchandising also include the gifts which companies give as a freebie, as a as a kind of token of thanks to the customers. That also to the customers as well as to the employees or anybody who walks into the into the office. So that is called merchandising. So what kind of impression do these merchandising giving to the tourist, to the prospective customer? That is very important to know, because these all things have to go in line with that. When we talk about that plus sign of white color on a red background, what comes in your mind? Switzerland. Okay, so that's what it is talking about. How do we know? Because anywhere where the Switzerland is actually doing any such thing, they are simply using that sign. So that's how merchandising, using trademarks on the merchandise, okay, using trademark, using taglines, presenting those symbols, not just trademark and tagline, but symbols also, which are going in line with the current promotions or publicity or whatever is campaigns which are done by the company to promote their product. All these things come under merchandising, and all those things make an impact on the prospective customer. Now, the other point which we investigate through distribution research are audit of website uses. How frequently your sales team and your distribution channel are using website, how efficiently are they using it, are they using all the information which is being provided over there, or it's just they use the e-brochure to show it to the customer, and rest of the facilities which are being provided like chat is there, giving feedback is there, analysis of the feedback, those reports which are available on the website, are they using all these information provided on the website to communicate it to the prospective customer. All these things have to be done through the distribution research. Now, call centers, what is the response time, what is the satisfaction level, what about the communication, how polite are they, what is their technical knowledge. All these things are being tested through call centers distribution research. Then retail outlet, profitability of retail outlet. Are there any particular time during which they have not been able to perform up to the expectations? So then finding out what is the reason for that. Okay, all these things. Then occupancy studies in case of any kind of accommodation facility. So what is that percentage of rooms which are being sold out, and the remaining which are left, what was the reason? So all those things are done through the distribution research. Now, what is the purpose? The purpose of performing distribution research is to find out the efficiency of the distribution network. In tourism industry, distribution network is very important to sell the product. So that is why this is a type of research which is very crucial. And the last one, sixth one, is evaluation and performance monitoring studies. Name itself is suggesting it is done to find out the level of customer satisfaction and what do the customers think about it. And we have to remember here this thing, that evaluation and performance monitoring is also done through mystery shoppers or mystery buyers. What are mystery buyers? Mystery buyers are those people which are hired by the company to use the real life product. What is the real life product? The real life tour which is being sold, the real life accommodation, the real life flight, the real life event. And these mystery buyers or mystery shoppers are being paid to consume the product and then to give their feedback, so that it is going to be the genuine feedback. These mystery buyers, they go on tour along with the real life tourists, and then mystery buyers actually check what these tourists have been discussing, what are they saying. They get mixed with this entire the real life customers, these tourists, and they become one of them, and then they give the very genuine feedback. So mystery buyers are actually a very good source of information for evaluating the performance through the performance monitoring studies. Now, types of tourism marketing research. The type of marketing research majorly which are done in travel and tourism industry are of 9 types. But before going ahead to study them, let me tell you this thing, that though I have written continuous and ad hoc, so it is looking like as if either of these can be done, but this is not true. Most of the companies use a combination of both, means these, or a combination of maybe a qualitative research on the basis of primary and secondary data on ad hoc basis. So it is a combination, it can be a continuous and ad hoc both, or it can be a combination of more than 2 also. So we will study about them in detail in the next slide. Now, types of tourism marketing research. First is continuous. Continuous research are being used to check the trends, and it basically covers the data which has been collected through inquiries, sales, booking types, market share, occupancy rate and other things. Nowadays, with the use of softwares and websites to collect the data, it has become very easy to analyze this data, because the data is available in such a format which can be processed very easily. So in case of continuous researches, the data which is being collected through the POS, that data, most of the time the software which is being used to collect queries and upload bookings on them, that data has been analyzed. And this data analysis is being done on daily, weekly and monthly basis to check the performance. Now, next type of research which is there is ad hoc. Continuous research, continuous done on a daily basis, weekly basis, monthly basis, while ad hoc researches are being done when the decisions which are to be taken are not very often. Okay, they are like occasional kind of a thing. So like if you talk about, I told you in case of continuous researches, sale which is being done on weekly basis. Now there may be a research which is done to check the sale done during a particular time, this year 2024 and then last year 2023. So that's how this will be done only once in a year. So if it is once in a year, then this can be done on ad hoc basis. So it is done to collect specific information for a particular kind of circumstances, and this may require to collect information from outside sources also, because it is not just about what is the performance of the company last year during this week and this year during this week, but also about how the competition was performing last year during this week and the competition performing this year during this week. So in case of continuous data, mostly the data is being collected from the software of the company itself, while in case of ad hoc, the data might have to be collected from the outside sources also. Now the next, third and fourth type of researches are quantitative research and qualitative research. Quantitative research is that kind of research where the data is being presented in the form of numbers. These numbers may be percentage, fraction like 1/3, 1/4, 1/2, 3/4, that kind of a thing, or the numbers in a year, once in a year, twice in a year, 3 times in a year, or maybe quarter wise, first quarter, second quarter, so how many quarters, and then budget per person. What is the budget of tourist per person? Quantitative, okay, or the budget per person has increased or gone down with respect to the same last year, or what is the expectation for the next year. So these all are numbers, and mostly the data which is being used in case of quantitative research is being collected through a structured questionnaire, okay, and most of these questions are closed-ended questions. Now another type of research is qualitative data or qualitative research. Now qualitative research gives us deeper insight into the attitude, feelings, desires and perception of the tourist, marketers, competition, distributors, policy makers. Okay, so here the variables for which the answers cannot be predicted. So since the answers cannot be predicted, so making a questionnaire is not possible. So here the discussion has to be done. Okay, so here the questions are open-ended. Questions are drawn from the discussion itself, since they cannot be predicted. So, but in case of qualitative, the data has to be collected from a carefully targeted small sample, because the knowledge of the sample plays a very crucial role here, okay, and most of the time the qualitative data is being collected by the large companies. In case of quantitative data, the data is collected from more number of respondents. In case of qualitative data, the data is collected from a targeted small group of people, okay. Fifth type of research is primary research. As the name itself is suggesting, that primary data is the main source of information in case of primary researches. Now, primary researches are especially commissioned by companies to take decision. So, take decision like study to compare the attitude of consumers towards own product and that of the competition. So, you have to correct the primary data because it has to be the latest one. If it is not the concurrent data, then it makes no sense. What was the attitude of consumers 3 years back towards the competition and towards this is not that much important. Okay, so primary data is the concurrent data. Okay, now next is secondary data. Secondary data is that data which is already available through some other source. Somebody else has conducted a research, or maybe you only have conducted the research, but for some other purpose or some other time, then that becomes a secondary data and a good source of information also. So, this data may be available through internet, through government statistics, government comes up with reports, UNTO reports and other survey. So, this is also a good source of information. Next is the seventh type of research is omnibus. Whenever we visit any of the website, you will usually find a very small questionnaire or maybe just 4 to 5 questions, and they will be asking how did you come to know, who influenced you to purchase, when do you want to go, know, how did you feel like after about this product, any improvement. Just 4 to 5 quick questions, mostly close ended and very quick to reply. I mean, within a minute or two the person can actually fill this questionnaire. That is called omnibus. These are continuous surveys which are done on customers by asking 4 to 5 key questions. These are economical, very economical, and these are open to all. Anybody can reply to these questions. Very faster to analyze in terms of collection as well as analysis of data. But one change which recently companies have come up in case of omnibus researches is they have allowed only one respondent to fill up that questionnaire only once, okay, only one time, so that this duplication of data can be avoided. Because if we are taking duplication of the data, means same person is responding repeatedly, let's say somebody has done it today, then tomorrow also, then that person is somehow affecting the entire entire analysis of the data or the output of the data, because the same person is getting double representation. So now they have come up with that one respondent can fill up a questionnaire only once. Okay. Now next is syndicated. There are a couple of sectors in this in this industry, like accommodation sector, aviation sector, where a lot of companies are being operating, especially in accommodation sector. Homestays are there, small hotels are there which are single standing properties, chain of hotels is there. So collecting information and to find out the trends, what are the normal budget, how many days in advance people are booking, people are more walking in and then taking the booking, or it's just that they are booking in advance, if in advance through travel agent or through website or through other GDS. So these are all those things which are very difficult to collect data, because there are n number of players which are available in the market. So here what happens, few companies will be taken as representative, and these companies then will commission a research which is called syndicated research. Now since this is done by a couple of companies working together, means sharing, so it becomes cost effective. And this is a very good source of information, especially for small companies, because small companies cannot commission researches specifically for themselves. They cannot financially afford the expense of conducting a research. So then syndicated research are good source of information for them. So last type of research is occupancy studies. In case of syndicated research and occupancy studies, there is not much difference. The only difference is, in case of syndicated research, it can be done by travel agencies and tour operators also, while in case of occupancy studies, it is done by only occupancy services provider, that is accommodation provider. So innumerable players are there. So to get to know about the trends and in any area, it is difficult. So a representative sample has been selected, and the findings are then being shared with all. Occupancy studies are a good source of information for finding out the changes which are taking place in business models. Maybe the hotels were businesses providing accommodation facilities through some agents earlier, but now they are, giving coupons to their own guests who have stayed with them to be presented them to other friends and to refer them to come and stay with this hotel. So this is a very changed business model where the accommodation provider is using its own guest to promote the property, to sell the property. So this is altogether very different, business model. So then the patterns of doing business, what are the rates which are prevailing in the market which customers are willing to pay? So all this information comes up to occupancy studies. So syndicated researches and occupancy studies, not much difference. The only difference is occupancy studies are being done only on the accommodation provider, syndicated in any sector of the tourism industry. So with this, we are stopping this lecture here. I hope it has provided you a good source of information and you could understand points which are being discussed over here. At the end, I have given you a list of 5 books. You can refer to any of these books, or this list is not exhaustive. You can refer to other books also if you want to collect more information on these topics. Thank you.